Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Laticia's Point of View. This is the very first show that I am hosting in spot of Auntie Miss Tanya Lynn. I do want to take this moment to say thank you, Tanya, for allowing me to fill in on your Wednesday. So I hope that tonight we do some justice by you and your followers and all of the other followers who are watching and tuning in. Welcome. All right, everybody. So I'm trying to get myself together because we're live and I haven't done this in a while. Just to give you a little bit of background information, I am Leticia. I am not new to podcasting. I have done this for several years. Some of my podcasts that I've started were the LTC Uncut. I also had Leticia's World, Inspired on Purpose with Leticia, Tell the Truth, Tisha, and now Leticia's Point of View. So I am back on the scene and ready to give you guys some much needed information, some of my thoughts, some of my views. And okay, so I brought a guest with me. My guest is none other than the fitness personal trainer because he gets everybody ready, gets their bodies tea, okay? Ron, that's my big bro.
And you are family, and I appreciate you for having me. And I appreciate that intro. I do the best job I can.
Yeah.
That's all I say. I just do the best job I can to lead, and I give everybody the direction. And it's always a shout out to my clients because, their trust allows me to be the success story that I am.
Yeah.
Because if they don't do it, then nobody calls. So I give them all the grace for that and the glory.
So, thank you for being on the show. This is not our first time.
No,
I
it's
want to
not.
say this is like the third show.
This our
Yeah,
third
this is
one.
3rd. So, Ron has been on LTC Uncut, and he also came on Tell the Truth, Tisha. We did that. What was that? 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It just rolls. Yeah, we sure did.
Right. Okay. So, just a little background.
So it's the rubber match.
Right. So just a little background. Ron and I went to high school together. We went to Cleveland Heights, and I have
Tiger Nation.
Right. Shout out to
Tiger Nation.
Tiger Nation. And I hadn't seen Ron after high school, and then I was
telling that story.
So I was working out at Naturally Gifted. And I saw this energetic, skinny guy with these dreads. And he like, what's up, Tisha? And I'm like, hello.
Like, who are you?
Who are you? And I'm like, I don't know who this is. And then he was following me on social media. And I was like, I don't know this guy. And I feel so bad, right? So I went through his photos because I'm nosy. Like, I want to know who you are. Who am I speaking to?
At least you said it. Because that's the thing. Everybody does that, and it's okay.
What?
That's why. Go through photos.
Yeah, I do.
That's why they're there.
I do. I really do. Like, I'm nosy. That's
it's an open album. That's what you do.
So I went on his Facebook page, and when I saw an old picture of him, I said, oh, my God. I know who this is. Like, I really know who this is. And so
it had been a while.
It had
been a while.
It was a while.
It was 15 easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was at least 15 years. So it had been a while.
So the reason why I say that is because he looks completely different from what he did when he was in high school. Mm-hmm. And the reason for the show today, I titled it Work Smarter, Not Harder. Some myths that personal trainers don't tell you is because you had your own personal struggles.
Very much so. And we all still have the voice, the inner child, the inner fat kid. We all call it something. Mm-hmm. So it's a day-to-day for all of us.
Yeah.
And anybody that tells you they don't deal with something is not being honest. Mm-hmm. It's a certain level of transparency that I like to have that builds the trust outside of rapport with people so that they feel comfortable enough telling me the real problem.
Yeah.
So they can get a real solution.
Yeah.
So if you don't feel comfortable saying it, then you're going to hide it. And then that's when frustration probably builds on both sides.
Yeah.
Because then you're not successful. This isn't working. Why aren't you doing this? Instead of just being upfront and saying like, well, I did hire you and then I was going to do my own thing.
Right.
Well, what's the purpose of you being here?
Right.
So we build off of that. And then we go home, and then you have to deal with your own life.
Yeah.
And stressors and, things, life.
Yeah.
What do we say now? Life is life.
Life is life.
And the life's every day. But that's part of it. That's part of it. Things happen.
Right.
Good, bad, and different.
Right.
And you have to deal with it. And there's a lot of things that come with you miss a workout, you miss meals, or you eat the wrong thing, you don't get any sleep, you don't recover, you got an attitude, all that stuff happens. So
right.
you have to really be mindful of that. So yeah, the struggles can be there if you don't practice certain disciplines, but we deal with stuff every day.
Right.
Every single day.
So now, the point that I was talking about as far as you having your own personal struggles, talk about that a bit. So you were in high school and...
No, we can go back.
Okay, let's go back.
This starts at elementary.
Okay.
So Cleveland Heights my whole life. So this is Fairfax Elementary.
Okay.
I was always the big kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets worse as far as the unhealthy part the older I get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm naturally introverted.
Mm-hmm.
And people like to not think that based on how I quote unquote perform if I do a class or whatnot, or just personality wise when I'm training, but it's like that's work.
Yeah.
It's a version of me. It's not a facade.
Yeah.
But it's a small version turned up because I'm working. When I go home, I'm a loner, bit of a loner, and I'm a shy guy. And again, that's what people can't tell because I teach class.
Right.
And things like that. But being like that, and we know kids are mean.
Yeah.
Kids are mean. So I'm already introverted, shy. I have social skills. I can talk to people, but I'm just better by myself.
Yeah.
And then you get older, you get wider.
Yeah.
And you get a little more insecure.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot more reclusive.
Yeah.
You push back, you push away. So it became a struggle to just almost exist.
Yeah.
Because you see the world as this place. Let's put a pin in that one. So you see it as this place that you don't belong to. And it's like everything you do to someone else is because you're overweight. Like you tripped and fell because you fat. No, it's like I didn't tie my shoe.
Right, right.
There's stuff like that. So it makes you not want to be around.
Right.
And then if you fast forward to getting onto the other side of that, to me, I don't know how anybody else we all take it differently. But to me, when that shit changes and your book cover changes because you're still the same story inside, for me, I didn't like the world even more because everybody treated me better. They were like, hey, what do you mean, hey? I'm the same dude.
Right.
And then you had to love my brother. Shout out to my brother, Chris. We would see people and I would meet people that I didn't know and I would have instant anger. Like, why are you being nice to me? I was the same guy. Like, they didn't know you before.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah. So you had to deal with that.
Right.
But for everybody else, work, home, family, friends.
Yeah.
Friends were cool.
Yeah.
My friends were all cool. Family, though, the job, everything, you start to get that treatment that you thought you could get just by being a nice person.
Yeah.
Not because of how you look. It's a thing. So it took a while to get out of the mindset of, I don't like to use the word hate, but that's where I was then.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. I'm not 20 anymore.
Yeah.
So you get into that hateful zone and it's hard to come out.
Yeah.
But I came out.
So let me ask you, what sparked your transformation?
I am a lifelong fan of superheroes. And so I was, as a kid, fascinated by muscles. But it went from every realm. So if it was sports, it was wrestling, not a sport, but it was wrestling because they were all superheroes. But then it would like transition into movies. So it was Rambo, Rocky, Mr. T, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger, who then I didn't even know was a bodybuilder. And because he retired in 80, I'm born in 81. So then I see him as Commando and Conan and in The Predator and things like that. And that was always the thing. Like Hulk Hogan was my favorite wrestler. I know we're not allowed to say that now, but growing up, you don't know what goes on.
Right.
So, and all those guys were jacked and looked great. So that's what I grew up watching. And then all my favorite cartoon superheroes, Superman, Thundercats, He-Man. He-Man's the favorite. Everybody looked like that, and it didn't match. I didn't match any of that, but that was always the aspiration. Look like a superhero.
Yeah.
So I finally got to a place where I could actually do it. You know, and we all know this better than anybody. The moment you get a few weeks of consistent results, you don't take the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And just kept going.
Just kept going. Okay.
Because you get tired of being the fat friend.
Yeah.
You get tired of being the friend that has to pretend like they're yawning because they're losing breath walking upstairs. You get tired of being the friend that doesn't want to go out because the clothes don't look right on them. It's like the old jokes where they say, "This is not what I ordered from Fashion Nova."
Right,
you know,
right,
just,
right,
it
right,
doesn't look
right,
good.
right.
You know, I'm actually less outgoing than I was back then, but that's more so just because I'm always sleepy. But it got to a point where you wanted to feel like you belonged and not fit in, but just feel better about just being a part of the world.
Yeah.
So that's what that was.
Okay. So a couple components, because for me, I suffer silently from depression. And one of my vices was binge eating to hide. So like, smoking was never a big thing for me. And drinking was not something that, like, I'm like less than a social drinker. Like maybe 2 drinks send me out of here.
You got 2 more than me because I can't take it.
I'm kind of like, I try to be mindful of that, right? So, and being a mom of all girls, one of the things that I never wanted to do was be a drunk mom or a mom that's high, you know what I'm saying? Out of her,
especially in front of them.
Right.
Absolutely.
So one of my hidden vices was eating. Like I was sneaking, I would eat the wrong things and I wouldn't deal with what was happening to me in my life in that present moment. I felt like being quiet, hiding, and just internally dealing with it, but also giving myself some temporary moment of satisfaction through eating my feelings away. I saw an adverse effect to it, the weight gain, and not dealing with the mental piece. And I heard you say something earlier about going back to elementary school and kids being mean and teasing. So how did you transition yourself from that mental space to start to see yourself in a better light and wanting to do better?
That took several years.
Yeah.
And that takes even now present therapy sessions. But when you're younger, you want to fit in.
Yeah.
And nobody says that, but everybody wants to be the cool kid or with the cool kids. And you get older and that's still there. We went to Heights. That was our entire school.
Right.
It was. And
right.
and it's not a knock, it's just what it was.
Right.
And then you come to a place where you find yourself. And for me, I went to a program because of the recommendation from a former coworker. And my old coach, who still, I call her mom, and she's still a mentor to me to this day. Talk to her all the time. When I was signing up and, you go through the whole weight process and everything, and she told me I was high morbid obese. That, it hits you. I'm 24. What do you mean morbid? Morbid means death. That's how I heard it. And I know both sides of my family history. So you have diabetes on this side, different cancers on this side. I was the kid that read the fitness books. Didn't look like it, but I read it all. So I had a jump on the industry back then because I was reading those, because I was a fan of bodybuilding from like 10.
Okay.
So I was always reading the stuff, and then I finally started to understand it through like different health classes and things like that. So when you get all that information in front of you, and then you hear something like that, and then you start reading things like, well, you might not be able to control a cancer cell, but you feed it. Things like that. It's like, I got to get away from this. So the transition comes in with wanting to do better just so you can just live your life.
Yeah.
And then learning who you are throughout that process, like maybe I'm a slacker, maybe I procrastinate, maybe I work too fast, slow down, learn a little bit. And then in that time, you suddenly see like, this is where I am in the world. Like this is my lane and I stay here. And you get into a place where the only time I care about what people think is when I'm working. Because I present a business and a brand. So I do care. And again, if somebody tells you they don't, they're lying.
Yeah.
It's not true. I don't care what people think. You ought to.
Yeah.
I'm a service provider.
Yeah.
So I present myself as something that somebody would want to inquire about.
Right.
So yeah, I do care about that. But just the rest of it, I like to feel like if you're a public figure, I've been training for 21 years now. And any other job I might have had in between that time has all been public. Like I've never worked in a factory. So I've always been in somebody's face. And by the time I get finished with working, I start at 5 a.m., which means I pull in at 4:55. I get finished anywhere between 6 and 8 o'clock. I want to go home. And so certain things that people do, you know, it teaches on. That's just what it is. That, you know, do for certain attentions. I don't want that anymore. Just want to go home.
We're gonna put a pin in that because I'm circling back to that.
Okay.
Piece.
I just want to. When I'm off work, I want to take off the coach hat.
Yeah.
Just go home. I don't want to play a character anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, I'm gonna crack jokes fine, but I don't want to be funny.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to decompress because one thing about it is, like a beautician, barber, nail tech, your people dump on you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
But you still can't take it all in.
Yeah.
So you got to get that off.
Yeah.
Kids ain't this. Spouse ain't that. The job is this. You get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to go home.
You just want to go home and just turn off the noise.
And it's exactly. And if you only see me in this realm, which is work, then my job is to make sure you see me as the best representation of what I said I am.
Right.
The rest doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you don't see that anyway.
Yeah. I definitely have to say, and I'm sorry for jumping in.
No, go for it.
That when I see you in action, you are dedicated. You're not fooling around and walking around. Your attention is right there with your clients.
I always said, these are the people that, I don't care, corny, cliche, whatever you want to call it. These are the people that allow you to live your dreams out.
Yeah.
They pay your car note. They pay your mortgage. They pay your bills. They, you know, they support you. Again, you don't have customers, you don't have a business.
Right.
I go there for them. Why not show them attention?
Yeah.
Why not be attentive to them?
Right. Right.
Like the new age way of doing things is not me.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's for any other reason than because of how I was brought up as far as work ethic and then earning that trust from them to not feel like they're paying for a service and getting less than. They get more.
So do you see that often?
You really want to do that?
I mean, I'm going there. I mean, you know, because
So, all right. So I put it like this. In all the years, because I want to say this the right way.
Okay.
I didn't see it until I became independent. So when I started in corporate. I was corporate trained.
Okay.
I feel that was an advantage for me. But I'm also Carolyn Greer's son. And I was brought up to say, please, thank you, excuse me, things like that. So your basic manners and etiquette and decorum that don't exist, that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And so, again, service job. I always tell people, training, fitness, coaches and all that stuff, this stuff is cable TV. You don't have to have it.
Right.
A lot of people do. And if they're going to give you something, which is whether it's disposable, and I don't even care where the money come from
Right.
them, I'm going to give them the return on their investment.
Right.
And so I don't aim to do anything but be higher up than the average.
Yeah.
Whatever anybody else does is what they do.
Okay.
The problem that comes with that when it's around you is it's the difference between customer and consumer. Because your customer is going to know who they're with. And your consumer is going to walk in from the outside, they're casual. And it's just the nature of people, they're going to typecast. And you get pigeonholed. Well, don't say they.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right.
I don't do this. I don't do that.
Right.
And if anything you say like that, that's not me.
Right.
Like, what are you trying to say? I'm not trying to say anything. I'm being very clear that this is not what I do.
Right.
So if you're okay with that over here, fine. But that's not me.
That's not how you operate. That's not your business. Okay,
not at all. And I've always challenged anyone to say that they've seen me do anything other than give them what they wanted.
Right.
Find something.
Okay.
Because no, I mean, and I ain't being argumentative or anything like that. It's just any profession. Everybody's lazy. Everybody's lazy and entitled. And like, it was so many things we were taught by the great Stephen Todd. And I do call him that because that man knows everything. He helped write 4 different fitness training manuals for 4 different companies. So when we get certified, we get that book. He was in 4 of those. That man knows everything. Man, you ever had your mom or your dad give you a look, not say nothing, you know exactly what that look meant, and you responded? He had a thing. If he walked in, and he wasn't like a manager at the gym we were working at. He was regional, but he would pop in and he would see stuff. And the first one, sitting down. What are you doing?
Right.
I'm tired. So? But it made perfect sense. Nobody cares. They didn't come for you to be tired so you can do that. Or why are you talking to them like that? The stereotypical, like, you can be straightforward to the point without being rude. Right. You can. It doesn't take cursing. Right. And they go, I know that I'm thought of as soft, and I say, well, check my portfolio. It doesn't seem to match what you think.
So speaking of your portfolio, how many clients do you have to date as of 2026?
70-something.
70-something.
I want more because I like being in the trench.
Yeah.
I said I'll be 45 this year.
45? Good God Almighty!
I just said I was born in 81.
Jesus.
I'll be. Okay. Don't do that. But no, I'll be 45 this year. And once upon a time, I'm not going to train past 40. Man, please. I don't know when this is slowing down. Yeah. But I don't feel like I have the right to try to control that. Yeah. Like that's literally the higher up. Okay. And it's the privilege to be able to do what you want to do and love what you do. Yeah. And to say, this is what I wanted to do when I realized as a young adult what I want to do, and now I'm able to live that out. Yeah. Yeah, who am I to say, like, I don't want to do this no more? Right. Because you get to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to get to do it for a long. Now, probably won't be at 60, but I would feel like I'd be somewhere without having as much. But right now, I love being in the field. Okay, cool. So let me transition real quick because I want to ask you, because I said that we're going to talk about being smarter and not harder. Okay. So I consult with you quite often. Yeah. And I love it. In regards to my fitness journey, as far as like what I should be eating. And every time I go somewhere now, I'm like, I got to get some protein. I have not had enough protein. My protein is low for the day. Ryan said I got to have some more protein. So I'm glad you took notes. I do. I literally, I promise you, I'm like, I need some protein because I have not had enough protein today. And I'm looking at myself like, oh my God, I need some. So. No, that's real. Yeah. Yeah. So. That means you care. I do, because this has been an ongoing thing for me. Yeah. And I think until it becomes a routine. Right. And so I think that I'm at the stage now where I really want to reach my ultimate fitness goals. Now, did I say I want to be like a personal trainer or something? That's not my field, okay? I don't want to do that because I don't like working out, for real. I'm glad you knew that.
Right.
before you took the test.
I'm serious.
And so am I.
I don't like,
I'm
that's
glad you
not my
recognize it.
thing. Like, you wouldn't hear me because somebody says, you're so inspirational, you're so motivational. Have you ever thought about, just motivating people to work out? Child, listen, show up like me is what I'm going to say. Okay, now do your best.
Yeah.
Do your best.
And that's what it is. Do your best.
Yeah.
Like, and don't compare your best to anyone else.
Right.
Because your 100% might not look like yours or mine.
Right.
Or his.
Right.
But it's yours.
Right.
It's effort.
Yeah.
Folks say, the industry says, the sayings are, it's 70% diet. It's always a big number for diet and 30% this. But that effort counts for a lot.
Yeah.
So showing up, what do we call those? Non-scale victories.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing, though.
Yeah.
So showing up and trying.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You got to be in pain. But
Yeah.
you got to be uncomfortable.
So speaking of, because there was a question prior to, so someone who suffers from MS, what would you recommend for them as far as like working out and trying to personally train?
So I've had a few clients with MS and different levels. So it all depends on, first, their doctor clearance. Now, because if anybody is listening doesn't know, the biggest thing with MS is lesions on the brain. And different medicines will cause different reactions based on movement. So one had MS vertigo. You can't go up and down. One had MS and just, you didn't know. And I only knew because she kept telling me. And so you have to know exactly what their limit is and then push just 1% every day beyond that comfort box. Because I always say, if you're here and your ceiling is where you can do this by yourself, whoever you hire should take you just 5-10% above that. And as you match it and they pull away. And then you get to a point where the challenges become different and everything doesn't have to be super difficult, but it's something enough to where you still feel satisfied with the end result.
Yeah. So, and that too, I'm hearing you say comes with having a healthy coach who has an understanding and can be empathetic to,
but can also be stern
Yeah.
and not sugarcoated just because they're afraid to lose a customer.
right,
Because you got to be honest with people,
right,
but you don't have to be a jerk.
right.
You just have to meet them at the halfway point. You're not healthy. But there's different ways of, you can offer somebody a stick of gum or you can say, man, your brush stink. You know, there's different ways to present things. So for me, I would like to feel like that you can, again, say what you need to say. That's the real issue. So you can get a real answer.
Right.
And not feel, and I tell them all, I don't need details of your business unless you feel like it's necessary.
Right.
But other than that, just don't lie, because I can't. I'm giving you the answer to the lie.
Yeah.
And that's not what you're dealing with.
Now that's deep right there.
Yeah, I'm giving you
I'm
an
gonna need
answer
you to put that on your Facebook.
I'm just saying, like, because if you say, I did this, but you did that, I'm answering this.
Right.
And that's over there still bothering you.
Right.
What are we doing?
Right.
And I'm going to be honest, it is business. You're not about to make me look bad.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you shouldn't say that. Why not?
Yeah.
That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
They don't say it that way, but they say it in the words of, okay, put like this. If you have somebody that, and that's a whole different conversation to finish, but I'll paraphrase it. Because looking in shape and being in shape aren't the same things all the time. But there's a difference between, this person is working towards it and this person isn't. And let's talk about the person that isn't. And then they see you out in public and be like, hey, that's my trainer. And they're like, for real? So then that they look at you as if you're not doing your job.
Right.
Because accountability is a word that nobody uses.
Right.
So they don't make the person accountable for what they're doing the other 23 hours. And it all comes back on us.
Right.
You didn't do the job.
Right.
How do you know that?
Right. Right.
What did this man do when he left? I don't know.
Right.
Because I'm still working.
Right.
Or I'm just not in your house.
So how do you find, because accountability plays a big piece in your fitness life goals, habits, everything, but how do you make someone actually see that their habits are bad habits are preventing them?
It's different for everyone, but I will never, you're not supposed to say never, but I will never air a person out. So I never aim to embarrass, but I always, sometimes I'm guilty of caring too much.
Okay.
To that's what I've been told. I don't agree with that idea, but I know what people mean when they say that. But I always pull someone to the side. I'm like, this is what happens with this. What exactly are you trying to do?
Right.
And then that's when, and I've only done, 21 years? I've only done this 5 times. And that's when, 5. And that's when you sever a business tie. You fired the client? Well, I can't fire those who employ me. So but you sever the business tie.
Right.
Because every once in a while, somebody is just not trying to do something. So they just got money to burn or want some company or I don't know.
Right.
But usually you could say, look, and you have to make it in layman's terms. You have to explain to them scientifically. You have to find out whatever that person is in their life, whoever that person is and whatever they react to. That's how you have to give it to them.
Yeah.
So if you react to hearing it this way, then you have to learn how to tell them that way.
Right.
It's like, hey, man, like, okay, perfect example. One of them, and I don't say anybody's name, but one of them, it took her a while, but she finally got it. And it's because she came in with her kids. And I like everybody's kids, even the bad ones. I like them all because they're not bad. Your parents are soft. But just being honest. But I, you're running in a certain space in the kids' room playing with them. And then I said, I need you to be able to do that with her. And she looked and I said, I'm saying that because I care. I need you to be able to run with her and like chase her and play with her. What do you do at the park? She said, I sit there. And I said, yeah, because you can't, right? She said, no, I can't. I said, I need you to be able to do that. So you have to hit them home, but it has to be something that they respond to. She responds to her daughter. So she responded to that.
Yeah.
So it's not just, hey, you need to drop 50 pounds. It's like, okay, this month, let's work on 8, 2 a week. Okay, this month, okay, let's keep doing that. Like, I just heard this, but we all live it. Who just said, Charles Barkley had that same story talking about Moses Malone helped him get back in shape when he was a rookie. But it's the same thing. You don't scare people off. You don't scare anyone off with grandiose expectations, but you lead them along without babying them, without pacifying them, but you give them something realistic to aim towards, but you tell them like, this is what happens when you do this. And again, you have to find their type of communication and what they respond to and then give it to them like that.
I want to share something. Like I felt myself sinking into this blue funk that my grandmother used to say. She would get into a blue funk. Yeah, she would say a blue funk. That's how, that's how she would do it. But when you said something about the lady running in the park, I used to take my kids up to Forest Hill Park.
Okay.
And I would park where I could see them.
Yeah.
And I would sit in the car.
See what you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would sit in the car.
But what did you think while you were watching?
When I pulled up, I'm like, I'm not getting out. I'm not about to go up there. I'm not like, for me, I like to hide. I was a hider. So first of all, I'm tall. Okay.
Yeah.
So being a tall female with a lot of weight on you, you're going to draw some attention. And I didn't want that type of attention. And my kids knew if I blew the horn 3 times, that means come to the car. It's time to go.
Okay.
But that really just made me feel sad. Like thinking back to a place, and I was in a low place, like a super low place where I did a lot of hiding. And I just don't think that Physically, I was present. I was there present, but I wasn't present.
As just the shell almost.
Yeah.
You would like to feel like you have the choice instead of just knowing that it's an inability.
Yeah.
So if you have the option of doing that and you just choose not to this particular day, that's different than I'm unable to physically, therefore I just don't.
Right.
That's what it all comes down to. But these are decisions that we all have that we can do something about daily.
Yeah.
So when people say I can't, it's like, no, you just don't want to.
You just don't. Yeah.
Like, because there's a way for everyone with any ailment, with every obstacle, with every needed modification. There's a way for it. You have to find it.
Right.
And then you have to stick with it.
Right.
But just counting yourself out, that I personally don't go for it.
So, speaking of eating, you offer meal plans.
I sure do.
Okay, so talk to the people about that for a bit.
So back to the equation of the 70-30.
Yeah.
I came from, this is crazy because this still affects people. I don't think people realize the trauma associated with things like dieting, losing weight, looking a certain way you've never looked before. And it creates a fear of food. I said, no, we got to have a relationship with this stuff. Because the education part for me is to be able to explain why the brunch weekends sabotage you, why you have to get out of the mindset that you're gonna gain weight on vacation. You don't have to. You should. Most people should lose because you're in a relaxed state,
right? And
your body is resting and recovering, and then it's doing the work. Another day for that. But the general part is, folks like to eat. Enjoy what you like. Learn how to do it in a way that it's not gonna do anything but help you,
right?
And learn how to cook, because a lot of people just don't know how to cook. And so, chef school, no. Cordon bleu, never. But learn how to cook so that you know how to make stuff taste good without it being like too bad for you. Because everybody knows if it tastes too good, you know. But if you learn how to cook and wash your dishes, you would know how to do stuff, because that's another thing people don't do.
Right.
I tell people all the time, you don't meal prep because you don't wash your dishes. And they go, that's not true. Like, go wash your dishes, because you didn't have it right there.
Right.
But if you learn how to swap this butter for coconut oil, if you learn how to swap this high sugar barbecue sauce for sriracha or G-Hughes, or you learn how to do stuff. You got the air fryer. It's still crunchy. So you get certain things and you learn how to do that. And then I show them how to pair it, what time of the day, and how to go live when you go out. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like they can't go out and enjoy their life.
Right.
So you get into explaining how you do this and it works like this and it works with your workout, and then, oh, your husband wants to take you to dinner? Have a good time.
Right.
Like, have a good time. But understand what limits are.
Right.
It's the same as Weight Watchers.
Right.
Weight Watchers used to say, have this much, and it was points. But it's the same thing. It was a calculated approach to being, well, I guess, regular, and to the idea of, I don't have to deprive myself of the things I like. Now, if you're going too in depth, a lot of people deprive themselves of the things they need. But all in all, if you can get both of them in, but learn how to understand that this one caused this, so we don't honor it as much, then you'll be a lot further off. And that's a big thing, because people, dare I say idolatry, people idolize this stuff because they hold it in such a high regard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not have this. Why?
Right.
Like, why?
Right.
So everybody's got that one diabetic cousin that keeps eating this. Everybody's got that one relative that just doesn't get it. Then they're like, oh, such and such. Of course they did. They ate it that way. They did that. Like, how do you come to a person you're in a state that you don't like, and you say, I don't like the way I look, and yet you continue to eat the way you do that makes you look like that, and you walk around as if it's not your fault. No, seriously, how do you do that? What rhetorical?
I mean, I get it, but I'm sorry.
Like you don't get to do that and be the victim.
Right.
So I don't like the way I look, but I'm going to keep eating that. No, that is your fault. And see that, but that's how I am. But it's not anything other than just being straightforward, without being rude, but getting that point across that this is the control that you're not practicing. This is the discipline that you don't have. Why?
Right.
Let's figure that out. I always said if I went back to school, people thought it would be for nutrition. I said, no, it would be for psychology. Because between body dysmorphia and things like that, you see our world. And I always say women first, gonna find something they don't like.
Yeah. Worst
critics of themselves.
Yeah.
55 compliments. You're not gonna accept it because you can't see past what you don't like. That's a terrible way to live.
It is.
That's a terrible way to live.
I was there for a long time. I think when I first started doing my fitness journey when I was at NG. Well, let me back up. So when I would go clothes shopping, I wouldn't try on any of the clothes because, they had the full-length mirror in the dressing rooms. So I didn't like to see what I looked like when I put it on. So when I went home, in my mirror, it just only showed my top half. It didn't show anything else.
That's a different kind of denial. But we all had something. Y'all know. I get it.
Yeah, and so once I started to see the weight loss, I still saw myself like that.
Yeah, it takes a second.
And
it took me a while.
I was like, wait a minute, though. Like, this is not you. Like, you are existing in a completely different body now. So transition your mind. So my eating habits became better. And now at this age, I'm trying to get back to that and not allow the things to affect me, to hold me in bondage to that thought process, to keep going. So that's why I'll take pictures. And if you guys don't know, Ron and I talk about all kinds of stuff, okay? Just we talk about all kinds of stuff. So the food piece, though, I will take pictures of my food and I will tag him to it. Now, he's not my coach, okay? He's not my trainer. This is my brother, okay? So I'm going to consult with him about things because I know that he has my best interest.
When I see that little baby piece of chicken, I'm going to say something.
He do. That's not enough. Like, get you some more.
Because it's not, but that goes back to not having the right relationship with stuff.
Yeah.
And where these fears come in because, marketing is still to the point where people think carbs are the enemy.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
People think like the right stuff can be the enemy, and it's not. So you hear the word fat. Saturated, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, fine. You know what garbage is. You know cake, cookie, ice cream is garbage. Now, you know that you've read certain nuts, nut butter, avocado, these are great. Then my role is to say, this is how you eat these amounts of different things so that they work for you, not against you. And now you can enjoy it without feeling like you can't live. And that's a real big thing. I watch people, and Cleveland is a huge city with a huge demographic of boot camp people that cannot get it out of their head that they don't have to go kill themselves off one cracker. That's really a thing. So that's a trauma that you haven't even tried to get out of your system.
Right.
No, man. And again, that the part of teaching them what to do is letting them know when you go off the rail, this is what happens. Coach, this happened. Why? Because you did this. Got it. Click back on. Like, so it's not withholding information. No, I don't gatekeep that.
Good.
You said what?
I said good.
No, I don't gatekeep that because I can't make you do it anyway.
Right.
It's the same as when I worked in corporate and worked at the bank. You can give all the credit advice you want to. You got to go do the work.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
So, and people are presented with information daily. but people are presented with information that's marketed to an extent, to such a great extent that it's convinced you that certain things aren't wrong. Alcohol is poison. But this commercial makes it look luxurious.
Right.
Because you're on the beach with it. That stuff is poison. Now, you mean to tell me you got this person that you look after because they now deal with alcohol poison. And then after you're finished caretaking, you're going to the bar? Now it's like, how does a person like me feel sorry for that? Because it's genetic or it's a choice.
It's a choice.
And
Definitely it's a choice.
And there's probably predisposed genetic things that factor into that, but I don't see the desire to do something that would cause me discomfort and harm.
Right.
And I can't say that, I don't want to say that in a way that dismisses people that do certain things because we don't know the reason.
Right.
However, if we're talking about the people that just have their head on and have a clear frame of mind, and you're just doing something because you just lack the willpower and the discipline, that's a choice. That is an absolute choice. You said, what should I stay away from? I said this, and you went straight to this and got it all.
Right.
That was a choice.
Right.
So I listen to people all day. I don't want to eat the same thing every day. But you ate the same thing every day that brought you to me. You ate Chipotle every day. You just don't want this. Another thing, again, you can't cook. So it's like, make it at home. What mama used to say, we got McDonald's at home. Make it at home. Like, figure out how to do something where you're okay with it.
Yeah.
No, that you hear stuff all the time. All the time. Well, when I go out of town, I expect to gain 10 pounds. Why? Because you want to lose 30 pounds to go be gluttonous? I thought you wanted to show off the result of that.
Oh.
I don't understand it. So when we have talks and consults and we discuss this, it's I don't fear monger, but it's putting it in your head like, this is what happens when you go off the wagon. Stay on the wagon. That's what you called me for.
Right.
Stay on.
So let's transition for a bit, because outside of being Coach Rawn, bodybuilding coach, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't even talk about fitness competition and how you get people together for that. But being a coach, what do you do for yourself outside of the fitness world? Like, what's fun? What's fun for Ron?
Honestly, and I'm being serious, I'm a collector of action figures.
Okay.
That's not a secret. People are like, you play with toys? I don't play with them. Because I'm an artist. I'm an artist at heart. I draw. I don't paint anymore, but I would draw. And I like the details that are put into the molds. So I'm still a huge wrestling fan. Okay. So you would be, maybe you wouldn't be, but people are surprised with the number of how many I own. And they're like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to build myself a house and build a room for that. And just look at them. Because I appreciate the artwork, but I'm a collector of things. I like working. No, wrong. I love working. I get a kick out of doing that. I'm a music person. Okay. So concerts are fun. Live music is fun. I'm not a party person anymore. Okay. Because I'm always asleep. Because I wake up at 4.
You finna be 45.
Oh my goodness. I wake up at 4 a.m. And a lot of times there's nothing good happening after 10. Right. So, I don't like trouble. Yeah. Because you get older and that stuff doesn't appeal to you. Yeah. But I can literally, in the old uncle ways, drive around when a new album drops. Gas is $4. Right. So I might just sit in your driveway. Might just sit there. But just to again decompress and listen to. I remember when October London dropped. I listened to that twice. I was like, where am I? And I ended up somewhere. I was like, thank God for GPS. Newer car. Yeah, and I got back home because I was just going. And I didn't know. I was like, am I in this country? Like, where am I? So I got back home, but I zoned out. That's a big thing for me. And another thing is just, again, I'm in an overstimulating place. That's what a gym is. Any gym in the world. Even when you can handle it.
Now, what gym where do you train right now?
I'm at Extreme Compound in North Randall, Ohio. 33,000 square feet of fitness and results and a great time. Now, along with that, again, you're in front of people all day.
Yeah.
And I start my morning off, and I might have seen anywhere from 8 to 15 people before most people clock in for their job. And that's just how it is. That's not I'm better than you, because I'm not better than anybody. I just work differently.
Yeah.
And so, again, people dump on you. And you're allowed to vent to me.
Right.
Get it out of you.
Right.
I'd rather you get it out.
Right.
And you have to be able to like pull back from all of that. So a great thing is literally relaxing. People underestimate that because, I don't remember when the whole no days off thing started, but I'm going to take a day off.
Right, because I was going to ask you, what is your personal training schedule? Like, how often do you work?
I will only work on Sunday if I'm making up for something.
Okay.
For example, I will be out of town this weekend. I will be a part of a fitness event called Celebration of Women in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, shout out to the ATL.
And when I get back, I may pick up because I'll be gone for 2 days.
Okay.
But Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday.
And your times?
I start at 5. I take my break between 11 and 12. Come back around 3. I work till I'm finished. I have a 6 a.m. class on a Tuesday, a 6 p.m. class on Wednesday, and a 9 a.m. class on Saturday.
And now what are those classes called?
So 6 a.m. is called push.
Okay.
We basically push past your comfort zone. Weightlifting only, no aerobics. But focusing on building overall strength and body control.
Okay.
And I was about to say maneuverability. That's wrong. Mobility.
Okay.
Nobody stretches.
Because I don't.
People don't stretch. People don't relax. People, don't know functional moves that keep them together. I'm like, you're always sore. So we deal with that, and we talk recovery. 6 o'clock Wednesday, that's my attraction class. The class is called Booty Builder.
Because I can't never get there.
That's the, I know you can't. That's the lower body class that all the women love.
Yeah.
And I love them for it. They give me a great time every week. We just left there. We heard a lot of screams and a lot of not safe for work words.
Okay.
And it was funny though, because they don't mean anything by it.
Right.
And that lets me know they have it. And Saturday's class is just full on cardio.
Yeah.
It's called The Remix. The Remix. And it's called that based on a lot of our being Cleveland, a lot of our classes around Cleveland, Northeast Ohio, they're similar.
Yeah.
And they're similar hit type classes to a beat based on everybody being, Cleveland is huge, but it's still small.
Right.
And so everybody's close knit and everybody kind of branched off from the same family tree. So I created the remix as if to say, we'll take parts of what we had and then create something new because we've already been doing this for 20 years now. So let's do something different. And they're starting to love it.
So all of these classes that you teach are at Extreme Compound?
They're exclusively in Extreme Compound.
Okay.
Well, they are. I will, however, teach a free class at Fabletics when called upon.
Okay.
And so that would always be the Booty Builder class.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, all my training, all my classes are at Extreme Compound.
I have to make that Wednesday class because, again, I told you guys that we talk about everything pretty much, okay? And I will message him like, listen, bro, I'm trying to do some lifting on the backside.
Just when you sent me the one picture, bro.
Right.
I'm like, what's up? What is she doing that I'm not? Well, I don't know what you're doing. So you got to tell me. That was funny.
I need the help, okay? So I know that I can. And so now, but he told me how to do a specific type of squat to get the results that I need. So every time I squat now, I try to think about what you say.
With the feet?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see I'm doing my hands, right?
And that's the thing. It's a service job for information.
Right.
Motivation.
Right.
And technique. So it's certain things that I want to make sure that I have for people when they come. And I'm honest enough to say I don't know.
Right,
I'm
right,
gonna find out.
right,
And,
right.
And you're constantly learning.
Right.
Because the industry evolves, medicine, exercise, everything evolves. And
Right.
you got to stay up on it.
Right. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you to find out about your personal training services, food services, we didn't even talk about the supplements that you also offer. Like Rawn has everything, okay?
I'm trying to retire early
How
so I can just keep going.
Right. So how can they find you? How can they get in contact with you?
So on all social media platforms, that would be Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. You can find me at In Pursuit of PT. That's INPURSUITOFPT. All together. In Pursuit of PT. Instagram will probably be the quickest way. There's a link in my bio that'll take you directly to consultation, to where you can set up and sit down and talk and meet. And I'll answer general questions, but everything is primarily done at a consultation. So
you got to pay for that.
Yeah, one or two questions. Because if you go on the page and you see certain things and you read the information pieces I drop, then you might have that question and just need something more specific for you, and more specialized towards you. And then that's what we talk about right there.
Good.
And I tell everybody, I say, go on that page, go on those pages and scroll and find the closest version you can find of yourself. Because I don't discriminate.
So this is going to be a 2-part because we're wrapping it up here.
Okay.
30 seconds. Leave something inspirational for somebody who's aspiring to become a personal trainer. What would you tell them to do?
I would tell you to love the actual job, and you can make a fantastic living, but don't aim to come into this job to get rich. Have the temperament to work with personalities. Skill set, yes, but have the temperament to deal with personalities. Treat the people as you would feel like if your mother had a trainer, you would want her to be spoken to. Or father, or whoever you look up to in that regard. Because again, I'm like, I listen to people, I'm like, I wish somebody would. Like, to my mother, to my wife that I don't have, anything like that, my sister, things like that. You just want to treat people as if they're people. And you don't want to live in that stigma of you have to be this way, because you don't.
Right.
You absolutely don't. Right. That's 30 seconds.
Right, 30 seconds.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And now this last part here, to somebody who is looking to start their fitness journey, 30 seconds. Recommendation for them to get started, to feel comfortable consulting with a personal trainer such as yourself.
Be open, be honest, show up, and understand this, and this is the last thing I'll say. Whatever fear you have about the gym, nobody's looking at you. They don't care. These people look at themselves all day.
In the mirror.
These people are in the mirror, in their phone.
Selfies,
if nothing else,
video cameras.
They're just, and more power to them.
Right.
That's not a knock to them.
Right.
They're not looking at you.
Right.
So the mean girl thing does not exist.
Yeah.
Go, get to the gym and get the help you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So, Rawn, I want to thank you as always.
I thank you for having me. This was fun. This is always fun.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being willing to come on the show and talk to me. Sit down, not just to me, but everybody else who might have be uneasy with starting their fitness journey. And providing that information and encouragement for them. I truly appreciate that. I appreciate you always.
I appreciate you.
Even one day you walked up to me and you were like, how long you been on the Stairmaster?
Man,
how long have you been on here? All right, everybody. So I definitely want to thank you all for tuning in to Laticia's Point of View. Again, to Auntie's followers, thank you for allowing me to step in and take up her time. I do want to leave you with something. Don't forget to smile at somebody, because your smile is something that somebody may need. Smiling is infectious and it's contagious, and it can help somebody out. It can help your mood out. You guys can follow me at Laticias_Haynes on Instagram, or you can follow my business page at fab_5_marketing_. And I'll be back again. Thank you all for having me. Don't forget, you are the most important person in your life. There is no one more important than you are in this actual moment. Stand up for yourself, show up for yourself, and do for yourself. All right? Thank you for having me, and I'll see you on the next one.